motherfucker show us something.
What's going on, sliders? It's another beautiful day working on the B58. So today we have RK Tunes front mount intake. Nice beefy intake over here. It's gonna sound great. I like it. It's gonna be fun install. I've been looking forward to installing a front mount intake for a while now, so I'm happy that I've gotten the opportunity to do it. I did a catless downpipe on this car, and here we are back again. We're just gonna get this out the way, and then we're gonna see how we're gonna route this intake out here to the front. This car does have active grills. I believe it's a 22. And yeah, I hope the active grills do not interfere with the filter, or in other words, I hope the filter does not interfere with the active grills, because I do not plan on removing those today, but we'll see when we get there. That was too easy. All right, so the way that the new intake is routed is gonna go through here. So just be ready to take that off. I'm not sure how it's held on. It might be held on with clips. Oh, yes it is. Look at that. This one was already loose. It looks like there's a little clip right here. And then, there we go. Look at that. We're out of here. So pretty much what I did was I just put a flathead under this lip here, and under this one as well, and this side, just to pop it up and loosen it up, get it out the way. All right guys, so as you guys can see, now we kind of have that pathway where we're gonna go. All right guys, so I thought that this intake would have been the lower intake piping as well, but it looks like it's just the upper part. So we will be reusing this, so don't go too crazy. As you guys can tell, that's how it would be fitting, and that's how it will be routed. Then this piece here makes a 90 degrees right here, boom, into your front grille. So don't take this apart, just keep it simple, just remove the intake. We're looking good. So I'm going to start removing these tabs here, and then we are going to access the back of the grill and pop them off. So as you guys can see, that plastic piece we took off exposes the inside of the grills, and so you'll be able to access these clips here, and this Torx, which looks like it holds the center because the grills are one piece, they're not separate like the older models. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to release this Torx here in the center, and then we'll start popping this off. Once you give it a good tug, it should come right out, like so. So yeah, so we got this out the way. There we go, just like that. We got this torque loose, this one as well. This is where your intake is gonna come through, right here, right? So as you guys can tell, someone already cut this plastic. Let's just move this out the way for a second. Let's not forget the orientation. This goes here. Okay, so that gives us a lot of space. So we got that out the way. You're gonna want to cut this plastic that's here, that's blocking. And I see another piece of plastic here. Let's see if we can get that out the way. Look at that. So we got that out the way. And then cut. And it seems to be like enough space, because there's nothing else other than the radiator and the headlight there. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove this brace, so in here, and then if you lift up this rubber right here, you have access to the other bolts as well, like that. You see them? Sure you do. All right, guys, so you're gonna need a 13 mil for those. All right, brace is unbolted. We can move this out the way now. Be careful not to break this. Just pull back on your grill and it should slide right out. All right, that was a little more aggressive than anticipated, but with one hand you're gonna have to just move the rubber stuff out the way. So, but yeah, we got it out. Get this 90 in here and see how it fits. The arcade, where you see the arcade tune sign, that is the front. So we're gonna go ahead and just feed this in. I could probably feed it in from this side. Let's see. All right, guys, so you guys saw how that went. It definitely takes a bit of effort to get that through, but if you guys did do how I did, how I kind of like helped this side just come through, just molding it to get through those obstacles, and then just wiggling it back and forth really helps slide it through. As you guys can tell, our 90 is in place. And then we will start putting these on, which allow us to clamp the filter and the other pipe on. So this one would go right here, like so. Give us a solid place to clamp down on, like that. And then we'll put this one right here. This one feels tight. All right, cool, we're in. All right, guys, so just keep in mind the width of the clamps that you're going to be using. They're pretty thin, but just keep in mind that you're going to need at least this much on the inside and the outside. So just try to keep it nice and even. As you guys see, if you guys push it in too much, the clamp might not grab, but these are pretty thin, so you should be fine. Just keep that in mind. All right, guys, well, let's put the filter on and see how it looks. All right, clamps are on nice and tight. Everything is nice and level, looking sweet. Now we are going to test fit this brace. I've been very curious to see how this brace is gonna fit after putting the filter on, so we'll see. I know a lot of people do the brace delete, so we'll see how that goes. So yeah, brace delete it is, guys. It's just not gonna work. There's just not enough space, not enough clearance. This is a mod after all, so sometimes when you're adding something else has to go to make space for it. So this brace is pretty lightweight. I don't think it's really doing much. Maybe if you got in a front end collision, this will give you some cushion or a little bit of protection, but it's pretty lightweight. I really don't think this will be affecting your handling in any way. That intake is so worth it. Bye-bye brace. We're gonna secure this front end, and then we'll move on to the inside part here, where we have to put the sensor on and hook it back to our stock intake setup over here. Guys, so we got the front end back together. super duper sleeper. Super sleeper. You would never know there is a fat intake behind there until you hit that sports button and it opens up those adaptive grills. First things first, we want to transfer over the sensor from the other one. The Arcade Tunes should provide you with 2 set of new screws because you're not going to reuse the old ones. Alright, so we got that on. Let's put our clamps here. A little tight. Probably my Phillips isn't gonna fit here, so I'm gonna probably come in here with I don't know what it is, maybe a 6 mil. And then once I tighten that down, I'll slide this one on. Correction, that's a 7 mil. You don't gotta murder it. This is an intake after all. It's not like it's holding pressure. Just wanted to be nice and snug so nothing moves. And then this one will go on with this one now, like so. And you guys see everything is falling into place. Just like that. We don't want to see no metal. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at that fitment. That's great. And then this goes inside here, as you guys can see. Not gonna put that on yet because we need to put the clamp on, but you guys see the fitment looks great. So now I should be able to get to that one with my Phillips, tying that up, and then tying this one. All right, guys. Intake is on, connected. Everything's looking beautiful. We got it in Sports Plus mode, so you guys can see the intake there. Nice and crispy. So now let's take it for a little ride so we can hear some of that turbo flutter.